Hey guys, we're out here at CES 2020 and we've seen this before, but we wanted to get some hands-on time with it ourselves. This is the Lenovo Thinkpad X1 Fold, and it's basically the first foldable laptop. I know what you're thinking, every laptop is technically foldable, but this is actually using an OLED foldable display. It's actually an LG foldable display, kind of like we've seen in the past, but now, hey, it's on a laptop. Now, you're probably wondering what the benefits of a foldable laptop would be, and I was also skeptical before we actually saw the unit. But it turns out there are actually a lot of really nice use cases with this thing. Lenovo's included this extra keyboard accessory. So if you want, you can have it in this state where half the screen is showing and the keyboard is sitting right on there, so you can type right on it. And the keyboard actually has really nice feedback. Usually these flat keyboards are not very good. But if you want it to be in its full 13-inch configuration, you can also open it like that. It has this special hinge here that allows it to actually stay stood up. Probably won't happen on this chair, but you can type right there. And then you've got a huge display right at your fingertips. Now, a lot of people actually like to use their laptops in this portrait orientation as well. And the way that this works is it can actually stand like that too. So if you wanted to use the keyboard and use it in a portrait orientation, say you're coding or something, or if you just want to flip it at will, it's a lot easier to use than like a regular laptop or a monitor that you'd have to turn manually. Now, Lenovo said that their Thinkpad team has been working on this, so you know it's gonna be pretty rugged. And yes, this does feel very rugged. There's some rubberized coating on the front here, the back is all leather, and the sides are kind of rubberized too. And it feels very sturdy. Even when you're closing it and you're changing the hinge mechanism, it's not like the Galaxy Fold where it like locks into place as soon as you open it. It's kind of like one continuous folding mechanism. And there obviously is a crease if you look at specific angles, but honestly, when you're looking at this straight on, I don't really see a crease. They put a little crease here in the rubber so you know where the hinge actually is so you don't fold it incorrectly. But Lenovo actually said that you can press in on this display to close the laptop, unlike some other foldable devices that we've seen where they ask you to not actually touch the display when you're closing it. Now, the nice thing about the keyboard is that, yeah, when you close the laptop, there's going to be a little bit of a gap. Now, it's not as much of a gap as we've seen in like the Microsoft Surface Book or Surface Book 2, but when you put the keyboard in, it actually kind of fills that gap. So you're probably still going to get little bits of cotton or different things that come in your pockets or your backpack, wherever you end up putting this, even though it actually fits in my jacket here, which is pretty crazy. But I think this should help that a little bit. And Lenovo did say that they've been testing this over and over again because they understand that these flexible plastic OLED displays are very fragile and they want to make sure that it doesn't get damaged in any way. Now, if you're worried about the specs of these things, of course, this isn't going to be like a workstation laptop, but they're more thinking of this for like industry, for people that want to just be running around with a laptop and are traveling a lot. So it's got a really interesting mix of specs. Now, they can't disclose the processor just yet, but they're saying it's an Intel Core processor with Intel Hybrid technology. So maybe we'll learn more about that later. It's a 13.3x flexible OLED with a 4:3 aspect ratio, which is also really nice because you can do document on the left side, a document on the right side, and it is the same as an 8.5:11 piece of paper, so it feels a little more natural if you're drawing on it or different things like that. Also, you can actually use Lenovo's pen on this laptop, which is nice because usually flexible displays seem a little sketchy when you're trying to use pens on them. They're saying that that is perfectly fine with this thing. It's also got 8 GB of RAM and it's starting at 256 GB of storage, but Lenovo says that you can actually upgrade it to 1 TB if you want to do that. Now, they did say that there was a 4G version and a 5G version that's going to be coming out in 2020, which I'm personally really excited about because I would love to have integrated 4G or 5G in my laptop, and I can really imagine the possibilities of what you could do with this on this form factor. Lenovo says the Thinkpad X1 Fold will be coming out later in 2020, and it's going to be starting at $24.99. Obviously, that's going to get a little bit pricier as you upgrade that. But that's been about it. So let us know what you think about a foldable laptop concept. I'm personally really excited for this entire category of devices, and I hope other manufacturers start catching up. So make sure you stay tuned to all of our CES 2020 coverage, and we'll see you in the next video.